Darren, obviously at this point, man, it's been like 13, 14 months since you've had a chance to compete. I mean, what's the feel right now on finally on fight week again after all the nonsense in between?
I'm just happy to be here. It's tough. It's tough to like have injuries and go through camps after camps and spend a lot of money and obviously have to pull out. Like my last fight was very unfortunate because it was only like 2 or 3 weeks before where I broke my collarbone. I mean, if it was 10 weeks before the fight and I broke my collarbone, I was definitely still fighting. But it's just it reminds me a lot of like when Don Cruz was getting a lot of setbacks and injuries. You've just got to come through them, man. You just got to come through them. And here I am, a few days before it, and I'm a very happy man.
It's good to hear, man. I mean, I know you've always been a confident guy that believes in yourself, but I do wonder, I mean, has this been a mentally challenging period? Because you talk about Dom Cruz, same thing. It's like a guy who's like, are you just snake bit? Do you have terrible luck? Like, I mean, is it been a test for you?
No, it's been a test, obviously, but it's just a will to me test. I'm like, listen, like this is no truth. Like even this camp, I've had injuries, and I think every fighter, I speak for every fighter, we all get our injuries. It's just how you get through them. But as time goes on now, and as I'm getting older, and as I'm getting wiser, hopefully, I've got a purpose in life, and I keep saying this all week. Like I wake up with purpose, and I know where I want and what I want to be, and who I am, and just all that stuff together. It's just like I'm out for something, and I'm not going to stop until I get it. So no injury, no whatever can stop me on this little journey I'm on, and it's my journey, and there's people on it. There's people who come on the journey and then come off the journey, and it's sort of like the hype train thing. But I'm driving towards something, and I've got so much motivation for it.
We don't want you to be like too mature though, right? Like once you grow up a little bit, but I mean.
Just wait for the taxi stories after the fight on Sunday.
So talk about everything that you've been through, right? And all you've had to go through, and then this card starts going through what it's going through. It's going to move to Vegas. There's going to be visa issues for people and all that. Was that distracting at all as all that stuff was playing out?
No. I've just been speaking about then. I haven't seen my child in Brazil for 2 years, man, and I see a lot of guys like they're like, oh, I'm away from my kids for a week. Like, listen, let's just get down to the nitty gritty. Like, nothing's gonna affect me on fight. Like, I treat the fight like sparring because I spar how I fight, and like I'm going in there against Derek, and no matter what happens, like MSG getting in a day before and cutting weight and then fighting KG, who's coming off the fight with Stylebender. It's like none of this shit matters. None of this shit matters to me. It may matter to someone else, and I'll respect that, but it doesn't fucking matter to me. But at the same time, you think a lot of things like it's a little bit. I was looking forward to like a London event, sold out, packed out after COVID, and all these big names on the fight card with myself. A lot of Scousers as well who were on the card this weekend, and then I see names dropping out like Paul Craig, Gustafsson, Lerone Murphy. So it's tough and it's challenging, but it might be tougher and challenging for other people. Let's just get one thing straight. I'm here to fucking fight, and I'm gonna fight Saturday. That's all I'm here for.
Derek Brunson as an opponent, what do you think? I mean, do you see him as, you fought obviously elite level guys. Do you see him as an elite level challenger?
Yeah, I think he's class. I mean, I know he was out here saying that I DM him every day, and that's what I do, man. Like, I keep it interesting, and one day I'm wishing his family well, and the next day I'm just talking shit to him. I just keep it interesting. Listen, I've got nothing towards Derek. I think he's a nice guy. I like his team. I like his management. He's here to do a job Saturday. He's been doing a job. He's been doing more job than me. He's been beating these guys. But I keep saying, this is not disrespect to anyone, but I ain't no Kevin Holland and I ain't no Shabazan. Like, I'm a different animal coming in there Saturday. I've got fight IQ. I'm getting more ferocious with age. And it seems like he's getting better with age. I mean, I know he's 37, 38, but he seems like Brunson is the man, mate. Like, so, I'm prepared for Saturday, mate. I've done all my work. I've done all my pads, all my sparring, and I'm ready for whatever comes.
You talked about, people jumping on the train, off the train, the setbacks. Does this feel like an important fight for you? Because I think a lot of people are looking at it as like, we got to find out who Darren Till really is. Is he that guy we thought or not?
Yeah, listen, it's very important, but I take all pressure off my shoulders. Listen, I'm fighting the best out there and anything can happen. I know I'm going in there Saturday and I know 100% I'm going to win this fight. I know that for a fact, but things can happen. And listen, all these people who've jumped on the train, mostly the people who've jumped off the train, yeah, as I like to call them, the doubters, they've got a special place in my heart. And when I'm like on the treadmill in the institute and it's like I'm running out my little shoes and it's getting to like the 45th minute and I'm thinking, you can stop this 5 minutes before. And I'm like, not a chance. I'm fucking going to the 45, 50-minute run that I set out to do, 8 miles and stuff like that. And all the other times when I'm doing my 10-5 pads with Colin and it's like, oh, they would just coast this round. No, hit harder. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you doubters, you got a special place in my heart.
That's awesome. Last thing for me, what's the key here? I mean, obviously, just picking a victory is what matters. But I mean, do you have to do it with style points? I mean, do you want to go out there and do something that just wows everybody and get your name back out there at the top, or is it just go get a win and get this done?
Listen, I just want to win by all means. So yeah, if the stoppage there is, if there's a massive stoppage there to put my name more on the map, yeah. But it just depends how the fight goes. I'm not gonna try and force anything. I'm just gonna be patient. I'm gonna do what I know, and I know how good I am. Listen, I've sparred with all the best. I've had top elite level boxers coming in to spar me. I know where I'm at. I know exactly where I'm at. So I'm just ready for Saturday and winning by all means necessary. That's my mentality going in.
All right, Darren. You can sort of feel from you today the intensity. I mean, you've had a couple of camps. You've been unable to fight. At this point, are you just desperate to get in there? Like, what's the emotion going for you right now when you're just a couple of days away?
Oh no, I'm just, I'm just a happy man. As I say, I wake up every day, and I'm waking up in Vegas, and I'm waking up back home with my family, my kids, my coach, and that. And I've got purpose in life. Like, I've got this sort of, like, I've always had a solid bulletproof mind, but I've got this mentality now. Like, I've never give a fuck, but I don't really give a fuck about anything, losses, injuries, or all this other shit, cards being moved and COVID. I couldn't care less. I just want to fucking fight, and I'm very happy that I can do that, and I can get paid for doing that, and I can have my name out there, and I can all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I believe this is the fighter. This is the mentality a fighter needs to have. Like, you need to fucking go to the gym. You need to put all your hard work in. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your team as much as your team believe in you. And all them things, they mean a great deal to me.
Do you think Brunson's one of the most underrated guys in this division?
Right now he is, yeah. Like, he's beating all these top guys. I'm not trying to discredit like Kevin Holland and Shabazz and the other guys he's beat, and saying, oh, I'm a different monster. I know I'm a different monster, but he's beat all these top guys. He's on a proper roll. He knows what he wants. He knows the man he is and who he wants to be and what he wants to be. I have to respect that, as always.
Last thing for me, you talked about you've got this bulletproof mindset. Is this something that's sort of you've grown into as you've gotten a bit older, you've started to mature a little bit? Is this a new mindset, or is this the same thing that's just kind of evolved?
It's evolving. Listen, I'm 28 and I'm late. Like, if you looked at the Darren Till of 2018 when I just beat Wonderboy and then I was about to fight Woodley, I was a bit of a guy. Like, I was a man on a mission and I had a bulletproof mind, but I was a little bit like here, there, everywhere. No fucking cares given. Like, now I'm a guy like, I wake up with order in my life. I wake up with my family and proper real friends around me, and I go to the gym and all my energy throughout the day is good energy. I'm always around good energy, and if I feel like someone hasn't got good energy, I don't want to be near them. Now, I could be wrong sometimes. Like, sometimes we judge people wrong, like, but if I don't feel good energy, I don't want to be near it. So, like, I wake up and I just like to do my thing. I like to go to the gym. I like to evolve. I want to improve my mindset more than anything, and I want to get better with age. I want to come into my 30s in my fucking absolute prime of my life, so I can hopefully get to where I want to be.
Good stuff. Thanks, Darren.
Tio, perguntar em português, tudo bom?
Tá bom. Meu.
Um pouquinho mais de um ano sem lutar. Como foi esse período? Qual a grande lição que você tirou?
De um ano sem lutar? É difícil, né? Eu tive dois lesões e esse campo também eu tive lesões durante o campo, mas é difícil falar, mas o corpo e o mente tem que estar os dois no mesmo caminho, sabe? Tipo, como é que eu vou explicar melhor? Tipo, os dois têm que entender os dois, o mente e o corpo. E meu corpo, às vezes, é um pouco mais em frente do meu mente. Da minha mente, meu mente, não sei falar direito, mas um ano sem lutar, sem dinheiro, esperando meus lesões recuperar deles. Foi difícil para o mente, mas eu tenho uma mente forte, então, né?
E essa luta contra o Derek Brunson, um top 5, né? Você é um top 7.
Sim.
Era esse tipo de adversário que você queria para voltar depois de tanto tempo?
Sim, com certeza. Eu mandei mensagem pro Darren nos redes sociais. Eu falei, cara, você quer lutar? Ele falou, Eu quero lutar com você, mas quando, tio? Você tive lesão agora. Eu falei, eu vou estar pronto em 3 meses. Aí ele falou para mim, não, eu quero lutar em agosto ou julho. Aí eu falei, Derek, olha só, o Israel Adesanya, ele é o estado de divisão. Segundo estado dele é eu. Então você pode lutar com um cara assim que vai te levar para aqui, ou lutar comigo que vai te levar para lá. Aí ele falou, sim, eu entendo, tio. Aí ele falou com o manager dele, aí a gente fez a luta. É fácil fazer assim, né? Não faz esse migué no Twitter falando, eu quero, marcando o Dana e tal. Manda mensagem pro cara no direct, né?
Boa, boa. Eu ia te perguntar justamente, se você venceu uma luta dessa, você possivelmente já está muito acima
Sim.
ali, na reta do cinturão. Você acha que você tem essa pressa de chegar lá? Porque vai ser apenas sua terceira luta, né? Você perdeu a última. Você tem essa pressa de já enfrentar os tops, já, entre aspas, cortar caminho, já chegar lá no topo, rumo ao cinturão?
Não, mas se eu queria, eu posso também. Mas agora, depois dessa luta, quando eu ganho, se eu falo pro Dana, eu quero o próximo luta com o Adesanya. Eu tenho 90% de certeza que ele faz. Agora, se depois dessa luta ele falar, tio, Adesanya e o Whittaker vão lutar, eu vou lutar com o Cananinha, uma coisa dessa, sabe? Então, eu não tenho muita pressa, mas do nome que eu levo para o octógono, eu sempre tô uma luta, sabe, de um title shot.
All right, last one for me, guys. Perfeito. Então, minha última pergunta é, justamente você mencionou a questão da internet, como você usa as redes sociais, né? Esse seu estilo, que o pessoal chama de troll, não é muito famoso, pelo menos na comunidade de artes marciais no Brasil. Você viu lá, você conhece o pessoal. Se você pudesse explicar para os fãs brasileiros que te acompanham, te admiram como lutador, mas que talvez não conheçam muito essa parte da internet, como você definiria o seu estilo?
Eu não estou nem aí para ninguém, né? Mas eu não estou aqui para ofender alguém. Mas agora, se você quer estar ofendido dos meus redes sociais, o problema está com você. Você tem o problema. Não é que aquele coisa que eu postei que é ofensivo. É ofensivo com você, não com o mundo inteiro. Então, não fala isso. Não fala que essa brincadeira é ofenso. É ofenso para você, só você. Mas, tá. Daí, eu posto coisas que eu acho engraçado. Se você não gosta, foda-se. Né? Não consegue cancelar ninguém que não está nem aí. Alguém que não está nem aí. Obrigado.
Bom dia. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Don't
not.
even fucking go there. I'm tired. Get me a cake.
Just one kind of a fun one. Brunson actually came in here and was talking about how you were actually a bit tasteful on the social media, that it's been polite, it's been kind of funny. He says, yeah, sometimes it gets out of hand, but he hasn't gotten out of hand with me. And yeah, he definitely gets a little edgy, but he enjoyed it. Is it nice being able to at least have a polite sort of playing around on the social media? Because I know you like to push it as well.
Yeah, of course.
But is it good to actually have a polite sort of bantering as well?
Yeah, like I don't hold no hatred towards Derek. He's a man on a mission. I like to talk shit, and everyone knows this. I'll talk as much. Someone asked me the other day. They was like, "Do you think it was bad, like what Jake Paul's team did to like Woodley, Mama Woodley, and that?" And I was like, "Yeah, to Mama Woodley, yeah." But in my opinion, in this fight game as well, nothing's off limits. Like we're two men, we're about to go in there and rip the heads off each other. So you're gonna start getting offended with things that people saying to your mum and that. Maybe this isn't a sport for you. You need to go and find another sport. Or if someone's saying something about your kids and shit like this, or your wife, find something else to do, because you need to have thick skin in this sport, and especially you need to have thicker skin when you got a man on top of you trying to elbow you straight in the face. So that's how I look at it. So if you've got a guy like my last fight with Marvin, that fight week would have been great, because he's a guy who likes to really get in people's faces. And I'm one of these guys. If you want it or if you don't want it, that's fine by me. So if you want it, you can get it, mate. I ain't scared of no man. That's the truth. Like, I'm not into all this pushing and shoving. Like, you know what I mean? If you want it, you can have it. But if you don't want it, it's the same thing. But with Derek, it's been a bit more cooler. Like, he's a cool guy. He done about 1 million memes of me on Instagram. I couldn't even keep up. So I was like, do you know what? Derek wins the social media trolling. he told me good. But yeah, it was fun. It was light-hearted, and that's true. I know he says I'm a bit like weird with me stuff. Like he's saying, "Oh, one day Till's wishing the family well," and then the other day he's putting things up. Like I wish his family well. I hope he's got money. I hope he's okay. But I'm still gonna go in there and punch a fucking hole in his head on Saturday. That's the mentality, and I hope he's got that same mentality. But it's all love.
Cheers.